Good morning. Welcome to Old Vine Sam. I'm Jan. It's early like Sunday morning. It's going to be a beautiful day. Spirituality. We hear this word all the time. And with this word comes other buzzwords like compassion, connection, impermanence is a big one. Mindfulness is another one. And so what do these words mean? And how do you incorporate them into your everyday life? We want to be spiritual people, but it's more than reading books. It's more than talking about it or listening to podcasts about spirituality. It's how do you apply these things and what do they mean? Like compassion. So we get it, what compassion is about. So, do you offer compassion in your daily life? Do you offer relief? Relief for somebody that's maybe suffering or hurting? Or maybe to yourself, if you're suffering and hurting, do you offer compassion? Do you incorporate that idea or that word into your daily life? How about impermanence? There's a big one. And we all know intellectually, I think we can all agree that impermanence is real, that everything is constantly changing, that what you have now you will not always have. And so, how do you incorporate that understanding into your daily life? Does it enable you when you hold a loved one? Do you hold them a little bit more, how would you say it, tenderly, because you understand that that's not always going to be so, that they won't always be here, or you may not always be there. So does it equate into how you respond to your loved ones and how you cherish your moments? That's spirituality. Mindfulness. This is another big word. How do you incorporate that? Mindfulness, we know intellectually means not being pulled into the future, not being dragged into the past, but living now in the present moment, being mindful no matter what you're doing. If you're cooking, if you're washing the dishes, if you're talking to someone or they're talking to you, are you listening? Are you thinking about what you're going to say in return or how you're going to convince them otherwise or to think more like you do or to agree with you? Are you thinking all those things instead of listening to them, being mindful? So this is how spirituality plays out in real life, not just reading about it or hearing about it, and bringing relief to yourself and to other people. This is very spiritual stuff when you take an idea and you turn it into being. And lastly, pain. We all have pain. If you've lived any sort of life of fullness, you have met with pain. What do you do with your pain? And how do you view your pain? Is your pain something that you first have to, quote, heal from before you continue on in your life? Is it something that you accept, knowing that everyone carries pain? Everyone you meet every day is carrying pain? You know, the man or woman that's checking you out in the grocery store, or the cop that pulls you aside because you're speeding, or everyone has pain that they're carrying. And so can you maybe carry it and still live and find some pieces of joy. You know, I have my own personal belief on this, and you don't have to agree with it. I'm just offering it. I'm just sharing it. I have pain. I mean, I have pain from a lot of years, a lot of loss, a lot of things not turning out, um, a lot of pain. And personally, I don't think I've ever healed completely from my pain. I don't even know if I believe in that for myself. I'm not speaking for you. I don't even know if I believe in completely healing. I believe more that I have moments when I feel, and then other moments that I kind of close up because of my pain. And so I've learned to live with my pain in a productive way, but I still carry it. And something very private to me, but I'll share it here, is that there's a part of me that doesn't want to lose that pain. Is that crazy? That I'm afraid if I lose the pain, I'll forget what brought the pain. Does that make sense? I don't want to forget, because obviously something that brought me this much pain was very important to me. And so I don't want to forget it. Is that crazy? So I walk through my life with pain, a lot of pain, but I walk with it. I don't let it consume my life. And there are moments, this is funny, there are moments when someone might notice, and I get this, not a lot, but I get this, that suddenly out of nowhere, somebody that's with me will go, "Are you all right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm okay." And then I realize for a moment that shadow, that pain probably crossed my eyes or my face, my expression, and they caught it. They saw it. They noticed it. Now, this doesn't happen with everyone. I contribute it to somebody that's very perceptive, and they just catch me in the moment when the shadow goes across my face, and they notice and say, "Are you okay?" And I am okay, even though I have this pain. So for me, that's the way it is. For you, it might be different, but I've accepted it. That pain I carry is from really important stuff that happened in my life, really important. And I accept having that pain, because that old adage, it's better to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all. I believe that. I believe that. So can we meditate on this spirituality and the pain and all of it that makes us human? Okay, so get comfortable. Find a position that works for you. I hope you meditate with me. Just take a few moments, because I believe that for all of us, it'll help us settle the lesson into our heart. Okay, so close your eyes if you feel like you're ready, or just lower your gaze or dip your head down. Take a breath in, feel your breath. Take a few, notice the body breathing as we settle into this moment. Breathing in and breathing out, our shoulders begin to soften. Our belly begins to soften. And we connect with our body. We notice how we feel today. We allow our jaw to relax, our feet and our hands. Breathing in breathing out. We come to this moment today feeling our emotions completely, understanding that pain is here and life is here too. And just because pain is here, life must not stop. That life is somehow still happening. And we're grateful to still be here. Breathing in and breathing out, we feel the muscles in our face begin to relax and soften the eyelids. Breathing in and breathing out. And even though there are times I smile, it doesn't invalidate my sorrow. But we learn to make room in our heart for both the pain and the moments of joy. And though we sit here with our pain, we continue, don't we? We answer the phone. We notice the sky. We care for someone. We rest and we breathe. And we acknowledge our pain. We may say, I know you're here. Sit with me for a while. We make room for our pain without giving up our entire life. We allow moments of happiness. And we understand happiness doesn't erase our grief. You can be devastated by what life has taken from you and still be grateful for what remains. Because our heart is capable of carrying contradictory truths. And the spiritual path isn't necessarily about choosing happiness over suffering. It's about becoming spacious enough to experience whatever is actually here in the moment. And perhaps the most important thing is we stop making our pain our identity. Breathing in and breathing out. And so there's something in us that can notice the pain, the awareness of that pain, but that you are not only the grief, you are not only the disappointment, you are not only the illness or the loss, you are the awareness that can sit beside all of these things. There is still a part of you that the pain has not taken. Breathing in and breathing out. And so a small practice, when the pain does arise, instead of immediately trying to change it, pause. put a hand somewhere comforting, maybe on your chest or your belly or your arm, and quietly say to yourself, this hurts. And then say, I don't have to solve it right now. And then just breathe. And begin to notice something else that exists in that moment. The chair beneath you, the temperature of the room, the blue sky out your window, the breath, your feet, the light. And finally say to yourself, pain is here and life is here too. And we can begin very gently and very slowly to participate in life again. And not because we've finished our suffering, but because we have stopped requiring the suffering to finish before we give ourselves permission to live. Breathing in and breathing out. So what does it mean to be spiritual or to live a spiritual life? It means to accept all parts of life, not just the ones that feel good. And it means to be aware that we all are in the same boat. We're all walking each other home. Breathing in and breathing out. Let's go forward together, and we can do this. Very gently now, as we bring this special time and awareness to a close. We're thankful for all the great teachers that brought us this lesson. And we're grateful to have our breath. And now, we will close our meditation for today. And we will slowly bring our attention back to where we began. And there's one thing I forgot to talk about just for a second. And that's forgiveness. Now, this is hard and it doesn't come immediately. But to understand all of the parts of spirituality, we must understand that forgiveness towards yourself and to other people is paramount. If you want to talk about compassion, talk about forgiveness. If you want to be spiritual or you want to live a spiritual life, you must forgive. There isn't a time limit on that, but it's an intentional focus. You want to eventually forgive. And it just doesn't come. You have to work at it. But it's the healthiest thing that you can do for yourself and for mankind. So there's my lesson. So thank you. Um, Thank you for writing to me. Thank you for sharing your personal stuff. You know, I read it and I'm just, I'm grateful. I'm so grateful for all of it. So take care of yourself and the people you run into during your days. Remember, they have pain. They have pain too. Okay? Okay? I'll see you. Write to me if you feel like it. I love to hear from you. All right. Have a good day. Have a good life. Have a good week. I'll talk to you soon.